Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Another NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode live stream here tonight. Race number 16 of 36 on the season. And this is going to be an interesting one. The Homestead-Miami Speedway for the Dixie Vodka 400, our 4.5 mile race so far this season. Through the first 3.5 mile races, we have one win, two top fives, two top tens on the season. Our win was in the last 1.5 mile race at Las Vegas. 13th at Chicagoland, and then a third in the first 1.5 mile race at Kansas earlier this season. So, to say the least, this is our worst set of racetracks. We'll see what will go on, though, here tonight. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we get on into the second half of this regular season. Only 10 races to go until the playoffs after the conclusion of tonight's race. Tomorrow night, we will be at Dover, so a couple back-to-back nights of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. Tim Irvin, Kyle Larson, fan R6R6, Cars One Boy, welcome to the stream. Kyle Bush's fined $50,000 at the Darlington. Yeah, we talked about it on the stream yesterday on the channel. The news broke, I think, yesterday afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. Yesterday afternoon or yesterday evening. I know I saw it before I went live yesterday, but so I kind of already stated my take on it. But anyway, let's get on into this race. Qualified 10th. Really good for an oval, considering we don't really qualify in the top 10 on ovals too much. We'll see what we can do for the race. Patrick Chatterley, Earl Arnold Jr., welcome to the stream as well. Matt Kenseth will be starting on the pole. I believe Martin Truex Jr. will start outside pole. Sorry, Chase Elliott will start outside pole in second. Ross Chastain and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will be starting at the rear. Engine change for Stenhouse, and then a failed scanning section in the pre-race for Chastain and Aspire Motorsports team.
We're going green.
EB Forever 85 will be the stream. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. We're underway at Richmond. We were there last night for the Busch Series. We are underway at Homestead. Green flag is upon us. We've got 1.5 mile tracks on the schedule. Having to start on the high side. He would like to get down to the bottom if he can help it. Big run down the back straightaway, going 3 wide up the middle, pulling to the bottom into turn 3. Going to make his way underneath Kurt Busch, trying to make the pass for 5th. Kurt got a side draft to right rear corner panel. Bowman takes it 3 wide to the inside now off in turn 4. Lap 1 led at the front of the field by the pole sitter Kenseth.
Hold your line.
Still 3 wide down into turn 1.
Hold your line, driver.
They're trying to back the corner up. Now he clears Kurt Busch. He's still on the outside of Alex Bowman. Trying to side draft him as much as he can. A little loose off turn 2. Elliott's dropped back 2 spots to 4, side by side for second up towards the front between Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski. To the high side, Bowman going to pull clear off turn 4. 3 by 3 further on back in the pack. Schneider swings low into turn 1, trying to get back underneath the 88 of Bowman. Back in the corner up again. It seems like Schneider's pretty good, at least in these first couple laps into turn 1. Yep, questions can be asked at any time. You don't have to ask me a question. It may take me a couple laps to look down at the chat and read it, but I'll usually find it eventually. Schneider going up high, Schneider swinging down low, almost made contact with Elliott off in turn 2. Thought for a second he had him cleared. When he started pulling up, he realized Elliott was on the right rear corner panel still. Schneider shoots the gap into 3 and 4. Elliott going to try to cross him over. Schneider's got the straightaway speed though underneath that 99 car. He pulls clear into turn 1. Schneider now to 4th. Blocking Elliott off of turn 2. And here comes Logano to the outside of the 9. 2 by 2 behind him as well between Bowman and Hamlin, who are side by side for position. Keselowski still trying to get around Kyle Busch, trying to get underneath him now. Kenseth pulling away slightly. Ever seen a road course with 4 corners? I have not. Is there one? Really long lot easier to do that with the 550 package and the higher downforce and really get the car to turn almost exactly where you want it to off the exit of these corners. Starts to flatten out a little bit more. Now looking inside of Schneider for fourth.
Careful, still there.
Gano's going to be clear off turn 2. No, not quite. Never mind. I think he had a chance to pull up there initially, but then Schneider got back alongside of him again. Really side-drafted Logano in the center of the corner. Just couldn't hold alongside, and now Hamlin's actually going to clear Schneider as well. So Schneider back to 6th place. Hamlin trying to swing underneath the 22 car now himself. And they are side by side. Keselowski, meanwhile, has gotten back around Kyle Busch.
Still there.
Schneider goes 3 wide into turn 3 underneath the 11 and the 22. All over Hamlin, had to tap the brakes there to keep from sliding into the outside of Denny.
Stay low, stay low. All right, you're clear. Hold your line, got one inside.
Gano trying to cross over now. Good racing inside the top 10. 4th through 6th pack is slowly catching 2nd and 3rd. Kensington just continues to pull away.
All clear.
He's definitely got some decent straightaway speed in that race car. Helps at Homestead longer straightaways here than any other mile-and-a-half on the circuit.
All right, clear low.
Very symmetrical racetrack is Homestead. The intermediates, it's the most symmetrical.
Inside. You're clear on that, man.
Block Logano down the back straightaway. Be like an L-shaped road course.
Car there on the inside.
Saw it in a simulator. I'd like to look at like an aerial view of that racetrack. Is it like a go-kart? That reminds me of like a go-kart track or something. 4 turns. But wouldn't it, like an L even be considered like an oval though, because it's only left-handed turns? Like you'd have to have one right-handed turn in there somewhere if it's going to be an actual road course. That's why Indianapolis is considered an oval still, just because it's, you know, a complete circle in back. No right-handed turns. Busch fading back as this run carries on. Schneider builds the run off of turn 2 to make the pass down the back straightaway on him after Hamlin made the pass a couple laps beforehand. Keselowski trying to hold off Hamlin as well, so Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski might have used their tires up beginning of the run, battling each other. That Schneider and Hamlin have closed in on them both, as well as Joey Logano. And underneath Keselowski. Side by side there, Schneider's got a run. He'll go 3 wide for 2nd place into turn 3. 3.5 seconds off the lead. Guns it on the 11 of Hamlin. Clears him up the track he goes. Hamlin going to try a little bit of a crossover. He's going to get underneath. He's going to clear Schneider off of turn 4. Schneider going to try to get him back as well simultaneously, blocking Keselowski on the inside lane. Slides up the track just enough. Keselowski's there. 3 wide and tight. Schneider has to duck back in line behind Hamlin.
Still there. Still there.
Oh man. You get on the brakes a little tight getting into the corner. He entered in right behind Denny before he started to make the cut. Boy, Schneider got loose off of turn 2.
Still there.
Almost clipped the 2 of Keselowski that could have turned him right around. Schneider sends it into turn 3, gets back past Brad. Keselowski again with a crossover. They keep passing each other back and forth. Logano, Blaney, Busch starting to battle back. In fact, Blaney's trying to move around Busch for position as well. They battle for 5th place. Schneider crowds into Keselowski. That contact's allowed Brad to make the pass. Logano's not going to get him to beat Schneider. 3 wide into turn 3. It looks like Schneider enters in the middle lane. Keselowski up high, Logano down low on the inside. Passing here back and forth. Hamlin's starting to break away from this pack now. Schneider trying to side draft Logano.
Careful, still there.
And just getting into lap traffic at the front of the field now.
Clear all around there. Still there.
Logano not pulling clear.
Stay high, stay high.
Should be able to clear up off turn 4 this time. And does. Schneider gets the run off the high side and charges back to the bottom into 1 and 2. And he passes Logano back. Kenseth is kind of struggling lap traffic. He has to go 3 wide to the outside. Side by side in front of him, costing him, and now that lead is down to about 2 seconds on Denny Hamlin. He's just about to catch his first lap car into turn 1 this lap. He's going to get held up, I believe, by David Reagan. Schneider's got a run, closing into the middle lane with the lap cars down low. Hamlin up high near the wall. It's going to get tight off of turn 2. Almost contact between the 11 and the 99. Schneider was very aggressive, trying to side draft the 11 as he's underneath him, trying to make the pass for 2nd place again. Slides up in front of him, trying not to get picked behind the lap car. And now we have a caution. Trouble on the front stretch. Right in front of the race leader, Matt Kenseth. I believe it is one of the lap cars who has brought out the yellow. So our first caution of the race today at lap 20. And this will bunch the field back up once again. Free pass going to Justin Haley in 37th. And Chad Finchman, 33rd, the only driver on the lead lap that's going to pit. All the lap cars are going to pit as well. One left, 3 right. I consider it a road course.
To the green.
Oh, it would be 3 left hand.
Are you ready now?
Wouldn't it be?
Got a car low now.
Oh yeah, you're right. It would be 1 right-handed turn. I guess it'd be more than 4 turns though. Like 1.
Still there?
Well, it depends though. Is the L more like a hairpin? Is it if the L is like a hairpin kind of corner at the top, contact with Denny Hamlin off of turn 2. Schneider got loose. Spun the tires. That almost turned the 11 car around. Kenseth up high, Schneider up high as well. Hamlin trying to get back alongside Schneider. That could have been a big accident at the front of the field on the restart. Schneider trying to close on Kenseth for the lead. He is underneath him.
Careful, still there.
Kenseth got the run off the high side though. Schneider running just a tad off the top. Hamlin closing in on the bottom again. Schneider going to go down the block. Going to side draft. Well, no, he didn't really side draft Kenseth getting into turn 1. He just enters in at a lower angle. Going to try to slide up in front of him off of turn 2. Schneider is clear. Got a little loose. Still clears Kenseth though. Schneider trying to lead his first lap of the race. And he will lead his first lap of the race. In the 10th starting spot, lap 26 to the lead. Hamlin now underneath Kenseth for second. Online lobby tomorrow night. Not sure what time yet. Probably planned for 8 o'clock, if I had to guess. 8 or 8, between 8 and 8:30 for sure. Between 8 and 8:30 we'll do an online lobby tomorrow night. After our NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode race, which will be at Dover. We'll start that at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Good question, by the way. I meant to say that at the start of the stream. Hope to see most of you guys there. I wanted to make sure I got one out before I went to Bristol next week. Because I'm leaving next Thursday. It's going to be tough to get it out over the weekend. So we'll go this Thursday. Yeah, so anywhere between 8 and 8:30. Just depends when we get the Dover race done with. So I'll probably be in between the streams. Hamlin and Kenseth have been side by side for a couple laps in a row now. I'll see if Hamlin can clear Kenseth this time on turn number 4. Had a chance to, it looked like, and he does. So all clear. We'll see if he can run down the 99 now. He's only about half a second off the lead. That's why Gabe's welcome to the stream. I saw your comment earlier too, Patrick, about loosening the car up. I wanted to see where it's going to be able to want to run first before I think about making any adjustment changes, because it is pretty fast. You can definitely tell as the tires get a little older, it is faster. I got a sporty race car tonight, that's for sure. A little loose off of turn 2 for some reason. Not so much off of 4, but I should say later into the run in turn 2. Good thing this car's got high downforce. A little bit easier to hang on. Doesn't mean it's completely easy either, it's just easier. Everybody will have to make one pit stop at some point in time in this opening stage. We have 80 laps in stage 1. Stage 2 will be 80 laps as well. Final stage will be 107, making up our 400 miles, 267 laps around this mile and a half oval. Now, a lot of 550 tracks in the second half of the regular season compared to the first. And this is only our 4th mile and a half of the year. So in the first half of the regular season, we had 3 mile and a halves, and that was it for the intermediate tracks. Everything else, we had 3 super speedways. Well, I shouldn't say in the first 15 races we had 3 super speedways and 3 mile and a halves. We had 3 short track races, I believe. Richmond, Phoenix, Bristol, and 4 road courses so far. I guess Indianapolis Oval is technically considered an intermediate as well. It's 2.5 miles, but with the 550 package. So we've only had 4 races in the first 15 so far this season coming into tonight that were ovals with the 550 package. This is the 5th. While the rest of the regular season, we still got to go to California, the Auto Club Speedway, Atlanta. Though I believe actually Atlanta's in the playoffs. But I guess I'm just, tracks to go to for the second half of the regular season and the playoffs. Got Auto Club Speedway, Atlanta, both Pocono races for the doubleheader. Coke 600 at Charlotte. A lot of those races coming up in the immediate future, too. Homestead-Miami track will transform itself towards Super Speedway. No! What are you... Homestead is like the best mile and a half on the schedule.
Wave them guys off. Caution's out.
I think Chicagoland was the best, but because I took it off the schedule, I think that this one is the best. Got a car on the wall in turns 1 and 2. I believe it is Michael McDowell. So problems for Michael McDowell as he has crashed all by himself. It looked like Tyler Reddick might have been involved as well. You know, McDowell's definitely involved. Everybody will come to pit road. Top off on fuel for fresh tires for the first time today. A couple cars staying out. Free pass will go to Bobby Carter in 38th. So already our second caution of the night at lap 36. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Your 6th at Talladega. Was top 10. Monster Jam X10,
All right,
welcome
now,
to the stream.
start up there. Going green.
How do you guys coming in here tonight? Greatly appreciate it.
Flag is in the air.
Green flag back in the air at Homestead. Chad Fincham going to leave the field of the green. The top 2 stayed out. Everybody else hit pit road.
Still there?
These 2 drivers, I believe, pitted under the caution before, but they're going to be much slower than the rest of the field here. Schneider trying to get to the lead. He got stuck behind Fincham in 1 and 2, and it's going to be Joey Logano trying to go for the lead. Schneider going to go 3 wide up the middle as he side directs Logano down the backstretch.
3 wide now.
And Blaney's going to shoot the gap now into turn 3. Schneider gets into the back of the 22. He goes up the track.
Inside.
And Joey Logano takes his first lead of the night.
Careful, still there. All right, you're clear. Inside. You're all clear on the bottom there.
A little bit of contact with Logano on the restart might cause the 99 to get a little too tight here in the short run. We'll see.
All right.
Ryan Newman getting into the top 5 on the restart. Up to 5th place. Denny Hamlin was a big loser on that restart. I don't know exactly where he's at. He's way back there. I don't even think he's in the top 10 anymore. I see him way back there. Yeah, I do kind of miss Homestead being the championship race. And they are willing to move it around every couple of years. I'm all for that too. We'll see how long they keep it at Phoenix. You know they're going to keep it there again this year. It sounds like they're going to keep it. I think they already announced they're going to keep it there next year too. I definitely know if I go to Phoenix, I'd like to go there while it is a championship race. It gives me more incentive to go there for the championship race. Now Penske 1-2 at the front of the field. Logano first, Blaney second. Followed by 2 Toyotas. Kyle Busch, Steve Schneider. And another Penske Ford at 5th with Brad Keselowski. So Penske's off to a good start here tonight. Just past halfway through stage 1 now. 37 laps to go in the opening stage this time by. Back in on Busch. Got a nice run off of turn 2. He's going to pull to the inside to make the pass into turn 3. And he'll clear him off the exit of turn 4, no problem. Denny Hamlin's worked himself back up to 6th after falling outside the top 10 on the restart. Probably got stacked up behind Fincham and Howell. Restarted on the front row. We know that's what happened to Schneider. That's why he ultimately ended up losing 1 spot on the restart. Corner there a little bit. Hamlin up to 5th, by the way, getting around Brad Keselowski that last lap. Dominated by Penske. Not all Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas, but the Toyota team in general. Channel Racing and 2 Joe Gibbs Racing cars on the top 5. Lenny trying to work the high side, Logano down low on the edge. Schneider's been on the bottom more often than not, but when he's trying to pass cars, he tries to get to the outside. It seems like the car's handling well pretty much every lane for the most part. It's a little on the loose side, but loose side can be fast if you can handle it, and it is a handling loose. So you can be backing up the corners pretty nicely. Something that's hard to do with this 550 package. Pulls in line behind Ryan Blaney now. Hamlin made the pass on Kyle Busch that last lap.
Stay low, stay low.
Completed it. Schneider down low underneath Blaney. Can't quite clear. Look at Blaney get that side draft on the right rear corner panel. Schneider couldn't make the pass. Look at how much of a pull that slowed down the 99 off the exit of turn number 4. And here comes Hamlin in the 11. Schneider again taking a shot underneath the 12. Side by side down the back straightaway. Trying to side draft the 12 as much as he can. Now he'll pull away. Make a very deep dive. Was flatlining the corner into turn 3. Trying to make the pass on Blaney. Still can't make the pass. Blaney's hanging on strong on the high side. Schneider trying to pull away from him a little bit. Now down the front straightaway to keep the 12 from side drafting his way around the 99 again. And Denny Hamlin going to take him 3 wide into turn 1. Schneider finally clears Blaney, but now it's Denny Hamlin in the mix. Can he clear Schneider off of turn 2? Yes, he does. Schneider ran a little bit higher, though, in that middle lane. Gets just a bit of a run down the straightaway on Hamlin. Tries to cross him over into 3 and 4. Both cars back the corner up, and they're still side by side. Schneider trying to just hang on that corner panel. Hamlin got the run. Put that higher lane. Now Schneider's going to try to go a little bit higher. Hamlin going to start the corner in the bottom, and here comes the 99. Just crisscrossing back and forth, just enough room.
Still there. Stay high up here.
Slow car on pit road who has blown an engine. Looks like it might have been Chris Buescher in the 17. Either Chris Buescher or Ross Chastain. Really trying to get back after Hamlin. Swings low. And now they're side by side into turn 3. Schneider completes the pass on Denny. Not going to be able to get the crossover move done there. He's going to look pretty low off 4. Swings to the high side. Schneider blocking low, blocking high, trying to keep the dirty air on the front of the 11. Hamlin shoots the gap into turn 1. Down on the inside again. Hamlin is there. Briefly, didn't side draft Schneider enough. Schneider going to pull down and block again. Peter's coming up on lap traffic here shortly.
Got one down low now.
Beat Schneider back to the gas.
Alright, you're clear there. Got one peeking inside.
Yep, sent it in. Oh, Schneider got a little too high.
Careful, still there.
Couldn't get the run he needed to clear the 11.
Careful, still there.
Even running side by side, it seems like they're slowly closing in on Joey Logano.
Stay high up here.
Schneider trying to stay on that corner panel of Hamlin. Not allowing the 11 to clear, but Denny didn't slide the tires as much as the 99 on the high side, and Hamlin is clear. Lap car in front of Logano into turn 3. I believe it's Bobby Carter. Down the bottom lane, Hamlin and Schneider closing in quick on Logano, who's much slower there. Hamlin caught behind Carter now. Schneider back to second as he closes on Logano into turn 1 for the lead. Top three practically nose to tail. Schneider pulls low to make the pass on Logano for the lead into 3. Flair. Sliding through the corner.
Clear all around.
Holds on. New leader at the line. Second time Schneider's led. 25 laps to go in stage 1. Lap car down low. Schneider gave Logano the inside. Hamlin got to the high side, picking Logano behind David Reagan. Denny Hamlin to second. Quinn Howell. Schneider gonna split the middle. Caught him at a good time to do it though. He was in the middle of the front straightaway. Schneider got around them both pretty quick on the high side. Logano gonna do the same, it looks like. Shot turn 2 there for the 99. We're gonna alternate through the different camera angles when we get back to the start-finish line this time around. NASCAR lead lap is Joey Gase in the 51. 34th position. Top two still within a half a second of each other. Schneider trying to break the draft down the straightaways, making sure Hamlin doesn't get any kind of advantage possible. Again down the back straightaway. Lap traffic coming up. High side off the exit of turn 4, staying above Chad Fincham. Hamlin follows Schneider on the outside lane.
Careful, go back. Bottom clear.
I say Hamlin's getting through this lap traffic just as good as Schneider is. Chastain picked the top right in front of Schneider. Schneider changes his lane in the middle of the corner, hopping in the middle. Cost him just a tad. Hamlin down low where it was all clear for him. A good little battle going on here late in stage 1 for the lead between the top two in the regular season points. Hamlin looking for his first win of the year. Schneider looking for win 12. Side by side right in front of Denny. Now he got around Austin Dillon pretty quickly, but McDowell and Redeker in front of him. Nowhere for Denny Hamlin to go, and that's going to allow Schneider to pull a little bit down the front straightaway.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear.
Well, almost pulled down into Schneider into turn 3. Just curious to see if it'll stay green to the end of the stage. First two cautions both fell in the first 36 laps. Gotta say, even though Hamlin struggled for half a lap or so to get around those couple lap cars earlier, starting to pull back on Schneider once more. I have to say that these are probably the two best cars in the field here tonight. definitely the longest of the first 3 green flag runs so far tonight.
Careful, still there.
Hamlin now about 1 second off the race lead. Past halfway through the tire run. Tires will easily make it to the end of stage 1 from this point. So after the pit stops at the stage 1 break, that'll be 6 sets of tires left the rest of this race for the field. Have to make one pit stop at some point during stage 2 and during stage 3. So for off strategy stop purposes, should have about 3 chances to pit their tires. Under oddball caution throughout the course of the race, if you choose to give up the track position. But right now, I don't think any of these top drivers at the front of the field, especially the top 3, would want to do that. I think you can kind of tell, at least far and away, that Schneider and Hamlin are the top 2 cars, but I throw Logano in there as the 3rd best car, as he is currently running in the 3rd position as well. When Hal just coming out of the pit lane again, him and Chad Benjamin, for whatever reason, stayed out of the pits. In that last caution, thinking that they might have pitted beforehand, but I guess they didn't. Actually, now that I think about it, they pitted under the very first caution of the day, and then they stayed out of the pits to get the wave around. Now that I'm thinking about it, there were a couple lap cars that pitted earlier, so that's probably a little close.
Hold your line, got one outside. All right.
Well, no, that wouldn't make sense because then they wouldn't have restarted it. Maybe they were just at the tail of the lead lap and stayed out. Either way, it didn't work out for them. They didn't get a quick enough caution. And the pit, plus it was slower as it was anyway. The tires.
Still there? You got room, you're clear there. Still there?
It's kind of strange too, because you look at the tire wear that I currently have up in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, and the right side tires, especially the right front, is wearing out quite a bit. The left sides are not really wearing out hardly at all. It's also weird considering that the car is more on the looser side than the tight side, so it's kind of weird that the right rear is. Although it is wearing out more than the left front, so I guess that, to a certain extent, makes sense. A tiny bit of damage off that last restart. Obviously, it's not really slowing down Schneider, but he will repair that damage under this next pit stop. Let the stage breaker caution was reversed. First to stay green to the end of the stage. 6 more laps. Ideally, only got to run 2 or 3 more to get to the end of the stage with a caution. 5 laps to go down the stage. Lowe's coming to your house. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw Lowe's in your comment initially, I thought you were gonna say like Lowe's is coming back to NASCAR or something. All I saw was like on that first line was Keegan Lowe's is coming. Then I looked to my house. There's a fridge. I thought it was gonna be NASCAR related. I'm like, what? I didn't hear this.
Still there? Alright, you're clear then.
Man, Schneider got snappy loose off turn 2.
Still there.
Just kind of set him up to drive underneath Johnson to get into turn 3.
Alright, you're clear then.
Having to actually steer the car down there. I think Kurt Busch is the last car in the lead lap right now, which is kind of surprising because he started inside the top 5 today. Actually, it might be Chase Elliott, which is even more surprising. It is, because he started second. Well, see, the inserts are very started the race either. Still about a 2-second lead for Schneider over Denny Hamlin, 3 seconds back to Logano in third, and then 11 seconds. Blaney in fourth, 12 seconds back to Keselowski in fifth. 2 laps to go, stage 1 this time by. Schneider looking for his 21st stage win of the season. What a dominant season it's been. Has been talking about Kyle Larson level of domination. This is Richard Petty pre-modern era domination. What Schneider's been able to do to the start of this season, trying to chase Petty's record for the most wins in a single season.
Say hi, say hi.
The record would be 27 races. That was back when they were running 56 races a season, and 36 of course today's schedule. It's actually Truex, not Elliott. I think Elliott is further up ahead of that orange and black car. He's in fast position, and now we have trouble somewhere on the racetrack. So caution's out for the 3rd time tonight, and that will end stage 1. We were on the final lap of the stage anyway, but unfortunately we could not get back, and I think Ryan Blaney might have caused the caution. He fell back to 9th. He was running 4th. Kenseth jumped up to 4th that last lap with Blaney having an issue, and then also just flat out passed Keselowski as well. So tough break for Ryan Blaney. I believe his night's going to come to an end. Free pass to Truex in 17, so timely yellow for him before the end of the stage. And again, the stage will end under the caution. So that is the 21st stage win of the year for Keegan Schneider. Huge pat on the back to myself on that one. And Denny Hamlin wins the race off pit road.
Ready?
A great pit stop by that FedEx team. Green flag is in the air at Homestead. Stage 2 underway. Under the lights. Oh, a little contact.
Hold your line, got one inside.
That stalled out the 99. Didn't help, he was already on the outside lane, but the contact gave him 0 shot of being able to stay alongside the 11 of Hamlin. Now he's still stuck on the outside, trying to get his way to the bottom. Logano made the pass, and he might be going for the lead now. Keselowski underneath Schneider as well.
Careful, still there.
They're trying to pinch Keselowski down.
Still there.
They're trying to side drive the 99 though too. Stalled each other out. Schneider gets a little bit of a run though down the back straightaway still. Pulls clear of the 2. Got his line taken away by Logano in front of him. Kenseth to the outside. Keselowski led a lot of laps for that opening caution of the race. But Schneider got to the lead the first time at about lap 25-26. Kenseth hasn't led since. Schneider's fastest lap of the race that last time by. 32.074. Fastest lap ever for myself here at Homestead in the Cup Series, 32.09. Very, very close to that last lap. Less than 300ths of a second off. Kenseth just drives it into Schneider's left rear, getting into the corner. Schneider barely keeps it off the wall. And Keselowski's going to squeeze between them to get the 3rd. what that was all about there for Kenseth. Logano for the lead at the front. Logano still all over
Still there.
Denny Hamlin. Cars behind him are definitely catching up. Schneider tries the back turns 3 and 4 up. Crossing Keselowski over Kenseth with a power move to get to third. They're trying to side draft Brad down the front straightaway.
Stay low, stay low. All right, you're clear
Clear
there.
Keselowski for fourth place. Kenseth is closing in on the top two. Kenseth may have the fastest short run car in the field. He just ran through Schneider to get to third.
Outside, hold the line. You got room, you're clear.
Slowly getting away from Logano. He pulled about a car length and a half to 2 car lengths that last lap from him. Kenseth whirling into 22 still. To the high side, Logano down low, Hamlin down on the inside as well, taking the line away from Logano. See how much of a run Kenseth's going to get down the front straightaway now, and probably going to try to make a move into turn 1, I'd have to assume. He goes high again, Logano gives the outside to him. Now slid off the bottom a little bit, he got tight. Under that same line as Hamlin. Still stays in front of Kenseth though. Holding him up just a little bit down the back straightaway. That contact between the 11 and the 99 stalled out. Schneider lost him a couple spots, and Kenseth's contact just driving through Schneider the next lap. So we'll put this 99 car about a second off the lead. Close enough to be able to hang with them. Drove it really deep into 3 and 4 that time. Hamlin's pulling away because Kenseth could not get around Logano. He hasn't even gotten to his side yet. Logano's starting to mimic the line of the 42. Kenseth going just a tad higher than Joey Logano that time from turns 1 and 2. But not high enough. Or sorry, not low enough that Kenseth could get to that right rear corner panel of Logano. He's really backing his corners up, trying to get bigger runs down the straightaway by taking the bottom. Now he's close enough to try and draft Kenseth down the front straightaway. That'll help. He's on the outside, but he's falling out the head that it shouldn't disrupt the air for Logano. Schneider launches to the inside of Kenseth off on turn number 2. Got a little loose, drops in line behind him now down the back straightaway. Kenseth could have pulled to the inside. He's going to try to make a move on Logano for second place. He'll clear him. Schneider going to get underneath the 22 car now for third.
Still there.
Should clear Logano off turn 2 this time. It does. As it's trying to close on Hamlin. On the short runs, I think Kenseth's got the best straightaway speed of any driver in the field. It didn't help, he was obviously on the outside lane, but just look at how much he pulls Schneider down the straightaways. Gradually, even with Schneider in the draft. He's definitely closing on Hamlin now that he got around Logano. Seems like Schneider and Hamlin have the 2 best cars on the longer run, though. See, as these laps wind on, if it might have taken Kenseth a little too long to try and get to Hamlin before The 11 starts to slip back away again. Lap traffic, whatever comes first. Maybe a mixture of both. Really drove it in there. Track's wide enough, he's able to drive it in that deep. Get off the wall on exit. Trying to arc the corners off as much as he possibly can. Can't quite get to the corner panel of Kenseth yet. Schneider closed in quite a bit, but now Kenseth's going to take Schneider's line away. Down to the bottom himself through 3 and 4. Schneider trying to make a little extra later cut that time. He's got a massive amount of speed going off into turn 1. Try just a tad bit higher of a lane than Kenseth. Lap traffic in front of the 11. Schneider going to pull low. Trapping the 42 behind Justin Haley into turn 1. Oh, David Reagan pulls down now right in front of Schneider. Hamlin's getting away. Standing Carter. The high side, Schneider to the bottom. Scooting away from Kenseth himself. Logano now is closed on Kenseth. Their nose to tail off of turn 2 for third. Trying to get to Hamlin. He sends it into turns 3 and 4. Big time slide job coming up on the 11. He got underneath him, but he couldn't hang on to the corner panel. Not going to try the slide job that time through 1 and 2. Kind of runs the middle lane. Still pulls alongside Denny Hamlin, and now they're side by side down the back straightaway for the lead. Benedetto goes to the bottom. Schneider to the middle. Hamlin to the inside. Might have to just follow. Oh, little contact between the 99 and the 21 there, but Schneider hangs on in front of Hamlin. He was behind both cars, so after the contact was made, he kind of had to check up. They give Denny the run into 1 and 2, though. Schneider with the block off the exit of turn 2. was hanging on. He was still within a half a second of the lead. Now he gets held up down to that straightaway with Austin Dillon and Michael McDowell right in front of him. Third place on back. 7.5 seconds off the lead. How about Bubba Wallace having himself a day at Homestead? He's up to 4th. Logano to 3rd. Kenseth outside the top 5 as he just kind of fades on the longer runs. Kyle Busch up to 5th. Run ends on a short run, and Kenseth is close enough to the front of the field on a late race restart. I think he might be the one to beat, but outside of that, it's going to be tough for Kenseth. He's really going to have to fight for that track position. Hope for a lot of yellows to help keep that track position as well. By the time the restart's out, it's definitely going to take a great deal for him to compete for the win tonight.
Careful, still there. All right, you're clear there. Stay low. You got room, you're clear.
.52 laps to go in stage 2. Alternate through the different camera angles for the second time today. Almost halfway through the second stage. Which means we'll be just about halfway through this race. So get a little bit past halfway of the second stage alone. These drivers still have to pit before the end of the second stage yet. We haven't had a caution. Nobody's made a pit stop under drain to this point in the stage. We're just past halfway through the tire run to this point. We get 25 to 30 laps into the run. Strider's got the best car. And it's still right there with him. It just seems like Strider doesn't struggle as much to get through the lap traffic, and he's able to gap him a little bit. Because both cars are so equal, once Strider gets this far ahead, it's really tough to end the whole thing. Strider doesn't make any mistakes, which he really hasn't so far today. That's been the case for most of the season, which is why this 99 team was then in contention to win as many races as they have this year and capitalized on a majority of those opportunities. Not all, but most. We do have 2 cars out of the race. Then the first 3 cautions for incident we have had so far tonight. One at lap 20, at lap 36, then at lap 80. From the final lap of stage 1, but the caution came out about a half a lap to go in the stage, so it was for an actual incident on the racetrack and not just the stage itself. Cars on the lead lap. I believe Ryan Blaney, if I remember correctly, was the driver who brought out that the third caution of the day. He was the second driver in the DNF. The tire from the race tonight. Just completely overdrove 3-4, wasn't it? That one was pretty good. You're talking about the question where he asked when the next online lobby is. It's going to be tomorrow night. 8:30 start time, somewhere between there. We'll shoot for it. It'll just depend on when our full race live stream at Dover gets done to run on that other channel, which will be the next race of the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. That will start at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow evening.
You're clear there.
Oh, Corey LaJoy in 17th. That's a good run for Go Fast Racing.
Hold your line. All right, you're clear there.
Checker might have gotten into the back of LaJoy off the exit of turn 4 and just launched him further down the straightaway. Pass around him. Atkins is back inside the top 5, by the way. In the last few laps, he has gotten back around Kyle Busch for that pit spot on the racetrack. Did not practice, only qualified for this race today, so I did not practice any sort of shot trying to get onto pit road. You'll end up getting green flag pit stops at any point in time in this race.
At the bottom here. Top 3, easy if you need it.
Back to the normal camera, at least at the end of stage 2. We're halfway exactly through stage 2, now 40 down, 40 to go. Which means overall we have 147 laps left in the race, leaving us just 13 laps shy of the halfway mark here tonight at Homestead. Still a few more pit stops left to the end, and one of them will be coming up right now because we have a caution for the 4th time today. Free pass will go to Martin Church Jr. in 16th. And it looks like Joey Gase is going to get knocked out of the race now. So John Hunter Nemechek, Ryan Blaney, and Joey Gase will be the 3 drivers out of the race. Again, this is our 4th caution now for incident. We're right at the halfway mark. 40 laps into the 2nd stage. So everybody get a top off on fuel, take 4 fresh tires, and away they'll go. Well, there we go.
Are you ready?
Green flag back in the air. Schneider wins the race off pit road for the first time tonight, so he'll get the restart from the lead. Should should say first time he's been able to restart from the lead after winning the race off of pit road, because last time he did, he had to restart third. We had two drivers who stayed out, costing him on the restart. Look at Joey Logano getting a great launch, going for third and second. Hamlin's still stuck on the outside. Bubba Wallace is underneath him now for third. Logano tried to go to the outside. That may open the door up on the bottom. Bubba Wallace has really come out of nowhere in this one. Still underneath Hamlin for position. Schneider leads the first lap after the restart. We have about 35 laps to go in stage 2. Keselowski trying the bottom. Matt Kenseth all the way up high. Hamlin in the middle lane. They're really fanning out. Schneider trying to take that low exit to turn 2. Pulls back high down the block. Logano midway down the back stretch. Wallace is really holding Hamlin back, as well as Keselowski. Brad wants to get going. Look at how low he is off the exit of turn 4 as well there. Really going to be hard to pass this 99 car. Really anybody from there. Seems like it takes a little bit into the run. And that tire wear starts to kick in before it's easier to try and make passes. 3 wide for third. Almost some contact up high between Hamlin and Kenseth. Wallace making gains on the bottom. Just can't quite clear the 11 or the 42. They can't quite get alongside the 22 of Logano yet. They have been 3 wide for a while. All it takes is one little slip up and maybe a little bit of contact for those guys to get into some major incident here. Got a little loose in the middle of the corner. Looser than what he already is. Might stall his run out down the front straightaway just a tad bit more. That's just amazing that those guys have been 3 wide for as long as they are. Like a pack race. I mean, it's been 3 or 4 laps they've been 3 wide now. They just can't break away from each other. Denny Hamlin trying to propel through the middle. Logano's now lost a couple spots. Hamlin going to go up high to block the 22. They're trying to block both the 43 and the 11. Still 30 laps to go in stage 2. Anything can happen here. Denny is all clear for second place now as well. Took a while to get around Bubba Wallace. Wallace has slipped back a little bit. Logano and Kenseth going to get around him as well. Everybody drove it a little too deep getting into turn 3. Hamlin going to slowly goes in. Not quite going to get to the quarter panel of Schneider yet. Now Kenseth still side by side for third. Schneider's really just trying to fend off Denny Hamlin right now. Hamlin's putting a lot of pressure on the 99. Now he's not 2 and 3 wide for second place anymore. No longer stuck in the middle. He can pick and choose whatever lane he wants. Maybe not for long, because Kenseth may get to the outside of the 11, and here comes Matt Kenseth down the front straightaway. He's on the outside of the 11 of Hamlin, and now they're side by side for second place again, getting into turn 1. Now a little loose up there. He's trying to stay on the quarter panel of Hamlin. Sent it into turn 3.
Got a car coming inside now. All right, you're clear.
Can't pull out low enough to get underneath Schneider. Here comes Kenseth, and he's going to get to the high side. Schneider couldn't block the 42 car that time.
Clear down low.
Schneider trying to send it, though, into the corner with a deep dive. He'll clear the 42 and the 11 down the back straightaway. Very close to Kenseth being able to take the lead on the high side there. We know how good he is on the short runs. Been a long time since he's led, though. Since lap 24 in this race, well over 100 laps ago. Hamlin almost cleared Kenseth. Kenseth side drafts him back down the front straightaway. Schneider overdrove turn 1. And as he slides up the track, Hamlin's going to get underneath, and Schneider gets really loose off of turn 2. He hangs on to second, but Denny Hamlin's easily going to hold clear off of the exit of the corner and finally get back to the lead. Oh, I've always been a fan of grape Gatorade. Grape is always been my favorite. Like, even if I were to, like, I don't, you know, intake sweets anymore. Except for my cheat days. So, on the last few birthdays I've had some slushies. Gotta go grape. Grape's always been my favorite flavor. I can snack on grapes too. It's like all the fruits. Probably my favorite. Just to snack on. Always been a fan of grapes. Back to the outside. Trying to get underneath him. Sends it into turns 1 and 2. Is he going to be able to clear Hamlin? He slides up the track, and he does clear the 11. What a pass. So Hamlin was able to lead for 2 or 3 laps there. Schneider got him back. Hamlin going to pull low now into turn 3. Trying to cross the 99 over. And he is there. And they're trying to side draft the 11 down the front straightaway. Yeah, I had a gloss finish with the first Gatorade scheme I had so far this season at the very beginning of the year, and then I alternated the colors to like an orange-black and a black front versus the orange front and the black back. That was gloss. I just kind of changed it to a matte. I feel like the matte looks a lot better under the night lights. I mean, granted, the gloss does too, but I feel like the gloss shines better in the day. The matte doesn't shine the same way in the daytime. Unless it's like a black matte. Back and forth battle though between Hamlin and Schneider. Kenseth just still cannot get up past that 3rd position. That's one thing I've liked about the Chip Ganassi cars, especially like Kurt Busch's. I think it's just the matte finish on that race car. It's just really what kind of separates the monster paint schemes away. The paint schemes themselves on the basically just black with the monster logo on it, but I think just the matte finish making it different from like every other car that goes basically gloss. Really puts it apart, even with McDonald's cars, matte finish. I think Chase Elliott's Hooters schemes usually a matte finish too. Well, the black and orange one is at least. I believe. Not so much the orange and white one. Got 9 people watching right now, late in stage 2. We'll have 18 laps to go in this stage when we get back to the start-finish line this time by Kubic. Schneider is leading. He already won stage 1. Time by about 3 seconds over Denny Hamlin. About a half a second lead on Hamlin and Kenseth fighting through the lap traffic. Kenseth and Hamlin kind of caught behind David Reagan getting into turn 1 that time. Hamlin's going to have the advantage on the high side. Kenseth caught on the bottom, directly in line behind the 36. Was that like the paint scheme he had this last weekend? That Napa paint scheme he had this weekend was kind of cool. You can see like a black Napa scheme. Something other than like blue or yellow.
Still there? Road clear. Clear road, clear road.
Benedetto's having a full run today, 32nd. Challenge for the win late. The last race at Daytona a couple nights ago. On Monday.
Still there. You got room. You're clear there.
He does have a win this year at Chicagoland, which was on a 1.5 miles, so it strings at the very next, or 2.5 miles later at Homestead that's running 32nd. I guess at least he's locked into the playoffs.
Car outside. Hold the line. You're all clear up top.
Definitely seem to have had a lot more momentum than Benedetto during the beginning of the season. This current season, that is, on the career mode. That kind of looks like yours from that black thing. Yeah, a little bit. There's definitely some similarities. His car is more black, though. This is, I feel like, has a little bit more, like, orange than black. His is more black with, like, orange lettering. Mine's kind of like black lettering with the numbers and the logo itself. A-Shock engine. Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I know. I didn't know what car you were talking about at first, honestly. I know what you're talking about.
Careful. Still there. You got room. You're clear.
Chase Elliott's had, most of his career has had some pretty good paint schemes. The Mountain Dew paint schemes have always been great. Between his and Dale Jr.'s cars, Jeremy Mayfield had a pretty nice Mountain Dew paint scheme there with Everhand, the 19 car, a couple times he
You're
won
all
it.
clear up top there.
New cars have always looked sick.
All right, clear low. Outside, outside.
So did Jeff Gordon's Pepsi car. Something about like the pop, soda, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're from in this country, but those paint schemes always, for whatever reason, just stick out nice. I feel like Gordon's Pepsi scheme was like always underrated. It was kind of basic, but I always liked it as a kid. I feel like it's like the least throwback Gordon paint scheme
Careful.
too.
Still there.
Seems like if somebody throws it back, it's always the rainbow card.
You got
I don't
room.
see a
You're
Pepsi
clear.
Jeff Gordon throwback scheme. Maybe I'll do it. I'll do the Pepsi throwback scheme next time we go to Darlington, which probably won't be until NASCAR 21, which will have a better paint booth, so I might have a better chance of actually pulling off one versus the paint booth on Heat 5. Or you guys can vote for me to run as Jeff Gordon one of the older NASCAR video game seasons, and we can just run that scheme throughout the course of the season. Maybe that car with rims on it. Are you talking about the Gordon Pepsi car? Or the Mountain Dew cars? Another car down on pit road. Chris Buescher again. It's the second time Chris Buescher has had an issue today. First time it was a tire. He was able to get on the track again. We'll see if he can get back on the track again this time.
Still
We
there.
do stay green. That's good for Schneider. It's up to a 3-second lead over Denny Hamlin. 4.5 seconds to Kenseth. Keselowski 6.5 back. And Bubba Wallace still hanging on in 5th. About 8 seconds off the race lead. And we'll have 7 laps to go in stage 2 this time by. McLeod coming off a top 5 at Daytona. Second top 5 of the year. Only his 3rd top 10, believe it or not. He has scored a lot of stage points this year. He's on the bubble battle. He's going to have to click away more top 10s in the second half of the regular season if he's really going to want a chance to point his way in. May have a chance at an upset victory. We do have another trip to Talladega this year. Not sure how it will be on the road courses. We saw Stenhouse walk an upset win at Canadian Tire. Still have a trip to Road America in the regular season. So I can do a lot of race. Regular season outside.
You're all clear on top there.
Crazy, the few drivers we've seen win races this year, Stenhouse and Benedetto have been 2 of the drivers to win and lock themselves in the playoffs. Those are 2 drivers in real life this season who didn't make the playoffs. Five to go, stage 2. Chris Buescher hasn't been back out on the racetrack yet, so I think this was more of an engine failure. It's finally done Chris Buescher in for the night. 4 laps to go in stage 1. Sorry, stage 2 rather. It'll be the 22nd stage win of the season for Keegan Schneider, continuing to add on to his reign of dominance in his 2nd season of P5 career mode.
Careful, still there. You're all clear up top there. Stay low, stay low.
Here we go.
All right, clear outside.
Oh, we've seen some great racing throughout the course of the night. It just seems like we get 30 plus laps into the run. Schneider slowly starts to pull away. Seems to be the best car in lap traffic as well, but we haven't had many cautions to bunch the field up. 4 per incident so far. 3 in stage 1, only 1 in stage 2 up to this point. Well, stage 1 did end under a yellow as well. In the final lap of the stage, we had a caution for incidents somewhere in the racetrack. So that'll be the case here as we have 2 more laps left to get to the new white checkered flag. Oh, you're talking about my scheme, gotcha.
Still there?
I didn't know what scheme. You weren't specific as to what scheme it was. Appreciate it.
White flag is in the air.
Drink lots of Mountain Dew. I've never been really a fan of Mountain Dew. Like, even when I haven't drank pop in a long time, but when I did,
Careful,
here
still
on
there.
turn 2, that might have saved Eric Jones and kept him from going another lap down. So they're going to try to go to the outside. And Jones through 3 and 4. Drag race to the line. Schneider should get the run off the high side, and I guess he will clear.
All right, you're clear.
Keegan Schneider wins stage 2, 22nd stage win of the season. Another playoff point. More regular season points to go his way as well. But yeah, I like Coke Zero was kind of like my drink. Either that or Muggs Root Beer was like the two pops that I drank the most growing up. I would drink a little bit of Pepsi. That was like really sweet. Coca-Cola was good. For whatever reason, like Coke Zero was better. I think a lot of it too, I drink Coke Zero just because of the Coke Zero 400. That was like the title sponsor for since like 2008. When I was really young, when it was the Pepsi 400, I never really drank, pop at that young of an age. But yeah, between that and like root beer, I always loved going to the fair getting root beer floats and stuff too. So been a long, long time since you know what? I think on my next cheat day, I should get a root beer float. That's what I should do. I should have did that on my birthday this year. I literally missed the opportunity like 3 weeks ago. It stinks.
Coming to the green, driver.
One of these times already. Green flag back in the air. Schneider wins the race off the pit road. Final stage underway. 104 laps to go at Homestead.
Got one up top.
To dive into turn 1 that time for the 99. Make sure Hamlin had zero chance of side drafting him before getting into the corner. Matt Kenseth's going to pull his way up to second. Bubba Wallace on the inside of Hamlin now for third. It's been good on the short run so far. He's going to go to the outside now. Don't forget about Keselowski trying to get the middle lane to work as well. Joey Logano back there. Kurt Busch back inside the top 10 as well. Schneider will lead the opening lap of the restart.
Got one outside now.
Into the middle and protect on Kenseth, who's still on the outside. Schneider overran the corner by a long shot. Slides up in front of Kenseth. Kenseth slides back underneath him. Schneider's going to block Wallace off turn 4. Trying to. He makes contact with Wallace now. Aggressively trying to hold him back, and that's going to allow Kenseth to get a big breakaway into turn 1. And now Logano stuffs it underneath Schneider, overcorrects it. Logano goes around, he clips Hamlin hard into the outside wall, go to 22 in the 11, and a caution will wave once again. Our 5th caution of the race. Schneider and Logano made contact on corner entry into turn 1, and Logano went spinning. And on his way up the racetrack, he clipped the left rear of Hamlin, and Hamlin backed it into the outside wall as well. And we'll stack them up again. First caution we've seen at the front of the field all night long. He had a couple lap cars spin in front of the leaders very early in the race in stage 1, but outside of that, that's been it. Green flag back in the air. Schneider's on the outside of this restart. That is not going to help him particularly well. Trying to side draft Kenseth, though.
Still there?
Oh, he might actually clear. Nope. Spoke too soon. Kenseth got that pull back again on that left rear corner panel of Schneider. Now Schneider trying to side draft Kenseth again down the back straightaway. Oh, Schneider slides up the track. He's in the wall. Wallace to second. Schneider gets loose off turn 4. Contact with Ryan Newman. Newman almost goes around 3 wide, 4 wide now as they enter turn 1. How did Newman save that race car? They keep bouncing off the 18, and Kyle Busch might have corrected him back in the right direction. All started when Schneider bounced off the wall off the exit of 4. He loses more ground again. These last 2 restarts for the 99 have been the 2 worst he's had all day long. I don't know where Bowman has come from, but he is in position now. Schneider again into the outside wall in 3 and 4. Now we're 3 wide. Bowman and Busch underneath.
Stay high.
He's got to get back into rhythm again here. Oh man, got loose again. Contact with Kyle Busch.
Careful, still there. Stay low. Inside.
Oh, Hamlin just, well, you got Schneider back, and now Hamlin's going to go around. He can't save it. Harvick gets collected. Hard hit for Chase Elliott, and that is the 2nd time Hamlin's gone around. That time it was Hamlin's fault. First time it was my fault for clipping the wall and coming down the track. That time, Denny Hamlin just sent it into the side of Schneider. spun himself out. Hamlin and Johnson going to pit. Here, Jones going to get the free pass. Jimmy got the free pass, by the way. The last caution. So cautions are breeding cautions all of a sudden here at Homestead. Kenseth will restart from the lead again. Another restart. Schneider's going to be on the outside in 6th. Dark Crypto, welcome to the stream. That was our 6th caution of the race. Bubba Wallace on the front row in the restart. That'd be another upset this year. And that would be on another 1.5 miles, too. Looked like back in the air, 92 laps to go at Homestead. They kind of caused a yellow earlier. Oh, man, they got really stacked up there. Bush taking a 3 wide lead. Back to the bottom. Ryan Newman really pinched him off.
Got a car coming inside now. All right, you're clear.
Got a massive run into turn 1. Beat Newman to the inside. And clear him. Wallace back to 4th on the restart. Bowman a race high 3rd place.
Stay on the bottom.
That came from nowhere today. Schneider with a massive run as Kyle Busch and Keegan Schneider trying to split Bubba Wallace 3 wide. Into turns 3 and 4. Schneider will clear Wallace. And Busch, it looks like, and he's underneath Bowman for 3rd. One of the better restarts for Schneider today. After 2 of his worst on the prior 2 restarts.
You're all clear on top.
A bumpy road there to start the final stage. Hopefully we get things smoothing out again. Keselowski in 2nd. Schneider trying to run the high side through 3 and 4. He struggled with it in the final stage so far. Get a bit of a run though down the front straightaway. Back up, turns 1 and 2 to the bottom again. Closes in on Brad. Gonna bump trap Keselowski down the back straightaway.
Stay high, stay high.
He's willing to team up with Brad. Well, he was coming in way too hot that time to push him, especially by the end of the straightaway. So he sends it into turn 1 and makes the pass for 2nd place on his own. They worked with him straightaway before. I'll break the draft down the back straightaway on Keselowski and try to close in on Kenseth for the lead. He's about 1 second back. Again, we know Kenseth is good on the short runs. Since we've seen him lead. Led quite a bit now to start this final stage. 87 laps to go. Hamlin and Johnson on a little bit fresher tires than ideally. They only got about 5 or 6 lap pressure tires. So we've had 6 to 8 caution laps already in this stage. Hamlin just had to pay because of all the damage he had, really. He's involved in each of the last 2 accidents to start the final stage of the race. He's lucky to still be running, really. Looks like Bowman's holding him up on the outside. Kyle Busch getting held up by Bowman. Well, he hasn't announced his retirement yet, though. I'd like to think he'll probably retire, but we'll see. welcome on into the chat, into the stream. NASCAR is ready to return to Dakota. Yeah, I think they should. They need to actually race in a dry weather race, see how they put on a show. Though I'm kind of scared that a dry weather race at Coda is going to kind of look like the Xfinity race, where the track's so big. It's not really built for stock cars too well compared to open wheel racing. And I just feel like it's going to get really spread out, and there's not going to be a whole lot of passing. Stages, it's a little harder to pull off a strategy racing where, of course, it's compared to what we used to be too, so it can be kind of tough. I plan on it. I want to go next year too. I just see that's the problem. NASCAR keeps waiting on the 2022 schedule. I need to know so I can, you know, especially if I do want to get out to California. I'm gonna have to fly out to that one. I've never flown before, so I'm kind of nervous about that. I'm not gonna lie. But outside of that, you know, I want to make sure I got everything, you know, booked in time. So it's cheaper and make sure I get tickets and everything, especially for the early season races. I mean, they haven't announced anything yet. Yeah, some of these tracks have announced that they're going to have dates again next year. Outside of the Daytona 500, we don't know the actual dates of the races next year. So, like, I can't even, like, 100% plan the tracks that I have a good idea of going to. I don't know where they're going to fall in the schedule. Oh, how far is the drive to Auto Club? My goodness. I think it's like 33 hours. If I remember right, 33 hours. 24 hours in a day. I'm not going to drive for 24 hours straight. I've never even stayed up for 24 hours straight, to be honest. I don't think I ever have. I've been up for a good 22 and a half, 23 hours. I don't think I've stayed up for a full 24 before. Hopefully we'll do it driving. That'd be way too many miles on my car too. That'd be about almost 5,000 miles on my car in like a week. That's just with all the other tracks I go to, you know, within driving range, which is still like most of them have been 8 to 10 hours. It's just something to do. Yeah, I've heard of people, you know, doing it for like family vacations around here. It's like 24 hours to get to like Miami and stuff, or people that want to go like way down south of the border or something at a time. It's like 20 hours, 22 hours, whatever, straight. Like me going to Daytona, I'm going to be smart about it. You know, there's no sense of me driving 15 and a half hours in one day to get to Daytona. It's going to be a long drive. See that too, that's another reason why I wouldn't drive to California either. Yeah, it'd be cool to see the country, I would love to do it. But if it's like the week after Daytona, that's not gonna happen. I wouldn't even think twice about it. If I have like 3 or 4 weeks, I'd maybe consider it just because I'm not too keen on playing. But I wouldn't do it in my car either, though. I'd probably get a rental car if I did have to drive that far. That's probably what I would end up doing, is a rental car. But then I'm renting a car, and it's gonna take. I'm probably gonna take 3 days to drive there. Split it up into like 12-hour increments, or 11. 11 would be splitting it down the middle. 11, 11, and 11. I'm still getting a decent amount of sleep. Then I'd have to do that on the way back too. Talk about a road trip. I'll do it one of those times, honestly. I just to, you know, do it once and see all the states I haven't been to. I'd have to drive through. Not this year. Not with the couple of tracks I'm going to that are already long driving distance. It's not that long. Daytona's kind of like my limit. We've had like 15 and a half to 16 hours, probably about as far as I'm going to drive to get to the racetrack. I think that's about how far it is for me to get to Texas too, if I'm not mistaken. About 16 hours, 16 hours, maybe extra hours. Boy, Reagan slid up the track right before Schneider. Schneider trying to run down Kendrick, who's still in second place. About 1 second off the race speed. He's gotten to the lead these last 3 restarts now. He's just kind of pulled away. Hamlin's fought his way back to third, getting that track position back. Everybody will have to pit one more time for the end of the race.
Still there?
He's got 3 sets of tires left at the end as well. That's right, 4 sets of tires left at the end of the race. Up in smoke on pit road. Can't tell who it was. No caution though. We do stay green. Schneider down within about 7 to 8 tenths of a second on Matt Kenseth. 7 tenths of a second off turn 2 that time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be the furthest track drive time wise. Either that or Sonoma would be. But I think Sonoma might be a little bit closer only because I'm like in the Midwest. That's a few hours like north of California, so I wouldn't have to drive quite as far south before I start cutting across. So probably like 31 hours. Still probably a long time. I've looked on Google Maps. I know it's 33 hours.
Stay at the bottom here. All right, you're clear.
The guy held up behind McDowell. Oh, McDowell slid up just a little bit. Schneider's going to try to time it to get to the right rear of McDowell, but he didn't hold his lane, so he had to lift just a little bit. Kenseth's going to run the middle now. Trying to back up turns 3 and 4. He dives to the inside. Can't quite get to the corner panel with Kenseth yet. Kenseth survives for another lap. Now we'll look to get around Austin Dillon. Couldn't tell who led at the line. Schneider gets pinned behind Chad Fincham, and now they're 4 wide through turns 1 and 2. 4 wide, splitting the lap traffic. Kenseth still holds on to the lead. How did they get through there without wrecking? Schneider gets the run though off the high side on Kenseth, and he's going for the lead into turn 3. Pinned down, slide job up the track he goes. Clear off of turn 4. Lap 200 at the line. Schneider back out in front at Homestead.
Careful, still there.
Man, if you saw the Austin Dillon wrecking, that had to have been a scary moment. That is scary just watching it on TV. I couldn't imagine being there in person seeing something. I've seen some bad accidents in person. That one, if I would have saw a person on TV.
Careful, still there. You're all clear up top.
I think the scariest wreck I've seen in person would have been Kurt Busch at Talladega last year. Just because, like, in the heat of, like, actually seeing it happen, I couldn't tell if he... Because, like, you saw him up in the air, and you saw, like, the roof of his car, like, facing me, and I thought he was coming into the fence. And I knew he was, like, kind of surfing and getting hit by other cars. Come to find out he kind of just landed back on all 4. He didn't actually completely, like, barrel roll. But, like, once they went past me, after I saw the roof of his car, it was a bunch of smoke, so you couldn't really see from where I was. Maybe if you were higher up, you probably could. But I was only like 15 rows from the fence. So, you know, it was just like a bunch of smoke. So, like, for all I knew, he was barrel rolling through it, you know, down the front stretch. You know, that wasn't the case. Even below me, it was definitely the scariest accident I've seen. Especially because it was like right in front of me, too. The only other crash that was violent I saw like right in front of me would have been like Austin Dillon a couple weeks ago in Michigan, honestly. Like when he hit the wall and I saw the bottom of his car, his impact in the wall was like right in front of where I was sitting. Like I would have had the perfect angle if I had my camera turned on the whole time. Which I did, and I turned it off like 10 seconds before that.
Say hi, say hi.
I've mentioned too, like in the past, it seems like there's always a wreck when I'm either filming or like right after I get done filming. Or like I'm filming a green flag run and a caution comes out and I miss it because I'm focused on like a battle to do or something. Still battling with Schneider pretty heavily right now. Schneider got a little loose off turn 2, trying to drive away. Now he slaps the wall getting into turn 3. Entered in on the corner just a little too high. Kenseth all over the back bumper. 63 laps to go at Homestead. The battle for the lead. Third place is Logano about 5.5 seconds back. Yeah, I did see that they were probably going to release this, possibly schedule release next week. Wish it would have been sooner. It's just mainly because the West Coast tracks are early in the season. Those are going to be the toughest for me to get to, and the longer they wait, it just makes it harder for me to go. Oh, Schneider's bouncing into the wall off 4. That basically pinned him behind Christopher Bell for a short moment. Now in the center of the corner, Bell cuts down in front of Kenseth. Kenseth's going to get there, and he's going to try to pin Schneider behind the 20 of Jones. Schneider with a big block on Kenseth down the back straightaway, but he was all clear. Now clears the 20 back on the high side. Kenseth drags it in deep into 3. What a battle for the lead. Back and forth to the 22 and the 99 as Kenseth's going to clear off turn 4. Yes, he does, barely. So they're going to back up 1 and 2 quite a bit. Trying to give himself a run. He's got a run. Into 3 for the lead. Now he's on the inside. Kenseth up high. Slide job up the racetrack. Clear. Good racing you guys came wanted to see here tonight at Homestead.
Careful, still there.
Oh, LaJoy just cut off Kenseth halfway down the back straightaway. Long plane there.
Careful, still there.
Right in on Ricky Stenhouse.
You got room, you're clear there.
I'm pretty sure they had. Well, no, maybe they didn't announce it. No, I don't think they did. I don't think Pocono is guaranteed a doubleheader again next year. I know Road America is supposed to be back on the schedule next year. Again, we don't know the dates of a lot of these races. We just know that, you know, some tracks they've already announced are coming back. Like Kurt Bristol's coming back next year. Road America is coming back on the Cup schedule next year. These are all confirmed and guaranteed. We just don't know what part of the season yet. California last race with the 2-mile oval will be next year. Schneider's tires are definitely wearing out at this point in the race. Might consider coming down to short pit. Finally starting to pull away from Kenseth. It is a one-stop race to the finish. 56 laps to go currently. About halfway through stage number 3. Schneider will pit this time live. It'll be a 4-tire stop. He's got a little bit of damage to repair. Got into a wall a couple times midway through the run. Schneider going to use all the banking. Got a lot of open track to run. And easily gets down onto pit road. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel coming. 1 second of damage. No adjustment changes for Keegan Schneider. First green flag stop of the day, and this is the money stop. It is the final pit stop of the race, assuming it stays green to the finish. We still have 3 sets of tires left after this stop. This is only the 5th set going on. Yeah, I think if Pocono runs a doubleheader, that's the only way they're keeping 2 races there. Now the good news is, remember, there isn't another driver 1 lap down right now, so if a caution does come out, Schneider would get the free pass. You just have to restart the rear of the field. You know, everybody else is probably going to pit fairly shortly as well. 17-second pit stop, not the greatest, but Schneider's got the freshest tires in the field, so definitely looking to cycle back into the lead. Ain't it all possible? Sending it through 3 or 4. Trying to get ahead of Kyle Busch, barely cleared him off of turn 4.
Still there. All right, you're clear there.
We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time in tonight's race. 51 laps to go for the race leaders. Alternate through these camera angles for about a dozen laps. Where does it land on the Heat 5 turbo? I honestly can't exactly remember. I want to say it might be in the playoffs, or it's like the last race of the regular season. Something like that. It's either at the very end of the regular season or the very beginning of the playoffs. I can't remember. We made the schedule up like a month ago already, so outside of the races we've done and some of the races in the playoffs are like the only ones that can do. And I know Dover is in the next race, and that will be tomorrow. Keselowski. Pressure tires and he's got to run. He'll pull the inside into 1. Should be able to make the pass for position. Blows right around.
Still there. Top 3 you need to see it.
Well, we did a good job of managing tires at Darlington. We had 1 set left at the end of the race because we took 2 tires in 2 different stops. I think we'll have to do that at Atlanta a couple times. If it was a 400-mile race, I'd say no problem, but because it's 500 miles, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Texas is the only other 500-mile, mile-and-a-half race we have on the season, but that one is a track that doesn't really have hardly any tire wear, so there shouldn't be any reason why we have to pit more than once in the stage. I'll do my best when we get to Atlanta, that's for sure. I think I can, but I'm going to have to make some two-tire stops and some strategies that way throughout the course of the race if I'm going to make it. But it'll be fun to watch just to see how that will exactly play out.
Stay low, stay low. You're all clear up top there. You got room, you're clear there. Still there? All clear.
I don't think that's the only reason that NASCAR kept the race at Atlanta. They've been racing there for a long time. It's not like it's a new track on the schedule they had. Then that'd be maybe a little speculation. They've been racing at Atlanta for a long time. Chase Elliott, there he is in the 14th position. You mentioned he qualified second earlier in the night. He's running him down, so I guess Chase would actually be the first car one lap down right now. I realized Kendrick was lapping that far into lap traffic, so Shedden not in the free pass position. Chase has a little bit of damage. He did get caught up in that last accident and has not pitted to repair the damage yet. Shredder clears him off turn 4 for 14. Almirola is a lap down at least, and maybe Truex in 12th as well. Tell you what though, the way we had those first two cautions to start the stage, we only have 41 laps to go. A lot of the leaders still haven't pit, and I'd have to assume they are going to have to pit very, very shortly. I don't think they're going to be able to go much further on fuel to the end of this race. Yep, and here they come. Matt Kenseth on his way to pit road right now. That'll give Denny Hamlin the race lead. Logano gonna come down into the pits as well. Shot the gap underneath Almirola for position. Can't quite clear him off turn 2. Stuck to tell. Now he's clear. About halfway down the back straightaway, Almirola finally let him in. Truex dives into the pits. So the car's still on the racetrack. Schneider will be the last one, or the first one rather, on the lead lap. Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson topped off on fuel during that last caution. It means they could go about 5 to 6 laps longer. Dylan pulls the pit road. AJ McLeod, a bunch of the lap cars now making their way on down into the pit lane. 38 laps to go for Denny Hamlin here at Homestead. We'll have to see exactly where guys like Kenseth and everybody else will stack up behind Schneider, but Schneider's short pitting definitely helped him cycle back to the lead. Or eventually did the lead once Hamlin and Johnson pit. Schneider easily the first car lap down in third. It's about 11 seconds ahead of Kenseth. Pitted about 15 laps before Kenseth and the rest of the leaders, the rest of the lead lap cars hit pit road. 15 to 16 laps. That's quite a big margin. That wasn't 15 lap pressure tires either. That was 45 lap pressure tires for a 15 lap stretch. But now we're about the last 38 to 39 lap stretch. Schneider's going to have about 15 lap older tires unless we get another caution to punch this field back up once again. 35 to go. Schneider on the brakes into one, almost got into the back of Ross Chastain. Hamlin went 3 wide to the outside meanwhile. Boy, if we get a yellow, that would really help Johnson and Hamlin out. I will say something I haven't really talked about yet. Denny Hamlin was winning that the playoff opener. Look at that 4 wide. Second time we've seen 4 wide action here tonight at Homestead. Second time in the final 65 laps or so as well. But anyway, with Denny Hamlin winning the playoff opener, we ran our Southern 500 at Darlington, and Hamlin was like contending for the win for the most part, outside of us. We ended up going on and I was like, watch Hamlin win this, and then finally get his first win in real life action this season, because that would have been his first win in our season in the Southern 500 too. Well, he didn't win our race. He finished at what, like 2nd or 3rd, but then he ended up going on to win the actual race. We almost had a repeat of this. Almost. I spoiled the party though. Denny Hamlin just came into the pits that last lap. Jimmy Johnson stayed on the racetrack at least 1 lap longer, so. Actually, never mind. I don't think he did. No, he didn't. Johnson was a lap down. My bad. I think Johnson still has to pit then. Hamlin gives up the lead. He's going to cycle, it looks like in 5th place, but I believe Johnson has to pit yet. And since the pit stops have cycled through outside of, I believe, Jimmy Johnson. And Jimmy making his way to pit road now, so he went about 2 laps longer than Hamlin, giving Matt Kenseth 2nd place. So Kenseth is closing in about 2 seconds on Schneider.
Still there?
Since coming off the pit lane. Kenseth made his final stop with 38 laps to go. The rest of the lap cars also making their way on the pit road, but not yet hit. I think back to 10.5 seconds. Back to 11. Kenseth's either got heavy lap traffic or he's got a problem. I'd probably say heavy lap traffic because Rinaldo's losing time too. It's only about a second behind Kenseth. That's going to buy Schneider a little bit more time. In fact, a 12-second lead. Gaining. Pulling away. Logano now is the newcomer in second place on that 42 car, and now we have a caution with 31 to go. Caution is out at Homestead. Clinton Boyer gets the free pass in 9th. Our 7th caution of the race after one of the longest green flag runs of the race, stretching over 60 laps all the way through green flag pit stops. Well, here we go. Schneider's going to pit. He's got 3 sets of tires left. He was looking good on fuel. Let's just top off while he's at it. And no adjustments. So he's going to give up the lead. He's going to restart back in the 8th position. It's going to stink because he's going to be on the outside, but at least he won't lose too many spots. But Denny Hamlin only has a couple lap old tires. He's got about 6 or 7 lap pressure tires and St. Kenseth and Logano in front of him. Hamlin restarts in 3rd. Green flag back in the air at Homestead. 27 laps to go. Who is going to win this race? Kenseth has been awesome on the short runs, but he's got about 5 to 6 lap older tires. I'd say 6 to 7 lap older tires than Hamlin. And compared to Schneider's only got really 2 lap pressure tires on Hamlin's about 8 to 9 lap pressure tires than everybody else outside of the 11 and the 48, but the 48's a lap down with contact with Keselowski. That stalled him out, but he's still able to get the 5th briefly. Hamlin trying to get around Kenseth for the lead. Gave up that track position. We'll see if we'll have a chance to get back to Hamlin. Hamlin restarted ahead of him, so he was able to get to the lead quicker. Plus, he was on the inside lane as well. Schneider quickly going for 3rd on Joey Logano. He can't waste any time at all. He clears him cleanly. He's going to have to get around Kenseth quick as well. Easier said than done. But Denny Hamlin has the clean air with 25 laps to go, and he is in a great position to try and win this race. Basically equal tires with the 99. Kenseth and Hamlin going to run the top into 3 and 4. Major slide job for Schneider. He clears Kenseth. Kenseth going to try a crossover. And he's going to get back underneath the 99. Great move by Kenseth.
Still there?
He's going to hold him up a little bit. Schneider's going to try back in the corner up again. Kenseth throws the block. It's not what Schneider needs. He needs to get around him quick. He cleared him, but then Kenseth cleared him right back. Kenseth goes high. Schneider dive bombs to the bottom again. He'll try to slide up the track again. Clear. Again, this time no crossover. Timed it a little bit better. And Schneider with 23 to go is up to 2nd. He's about 7/10 of a second off the lead from Denny Hamlin. Can he close? And boy, this is going to be a battle between the 11 and the 99. All 400 cars can theoretically still make it to the championship 4. 3 of them are just got into trouble already. 2 more so that Chase chases at least above the cutoff line still. And Byron and Bowman, they can't have any mistakes here these last 2 races. They need to be on their games.
Car on the outside now.
I have more faith in Byron than that than Bowman. Hamlin's pulling away from Schneider right now as well. Trying the outside. They're trying to take the shortest way around on the bottom, which is where he's been pretty much all night. He really ran the top, and he's absolutely had to, being either stuck up there or trying to pass another car up there. Took him just a couple laps to get around Kenseth. Boy, if he gets to Hamlin late in this race, just think he'd have 2 more laps to get there and try to make the pass. It didn't take him that much longer to get around the 42.
We got 24 left.
know Schneider's got a good long run car, but it usually takes about 30 laps for it to really kick in, and we only have 27 laps to go from the restart. And again, Hamlin 5 positions ahead and on the preferred lane in the restart. Really allowed to have him get to that lead. He was 7/10 of a second ahead of Schneider. He's gained and pulled away about 2/10 of a second. And Schneider's got into second place as well. There's still enough laps left. We still have 19 to go. These guys might catch flat traffic before the end. It'll be close. I think they will catch it, though. Who will catch it in a better spot? We are setting up for a wild one. Who knows, maybe we get another caution that'll punch the field back up again, too. Kenseth is still hanging in there. We know he's got more of a short-run car, but he's led a lot of laps in the final stage. Like he wanted the bottom and then moved to the top of the center of the corner because Schneider was on the inside. He didn't want to be caught in the same line. The air bubble, but Kenseth's got to run. That's the last thing Schneider needs is Kenseth to start battling for second place again. Trying to back up turns 3 and 4 a little bit more. Gotta be careful doing that because if Kenseth gets these bigger runs like he's getting down the straightaways because he's running up near the wall where Schneider's running down towards the apron on the bottom of the racetrack. He backs it up too much. Kenseth might get alongside of him, a little bit of a side draft with that big of a run, and Kenseth will get back to second place again. We're at the point in the run, 8 to 9 lap pressure tires is evened out. We're more than 8 to 9 laps in the run, which is probably why Kenseth lost that battle there for a couple laps. And now he's kind of caught back up again. To go.
Outside. Get all clear up top there.
Again, really trying to close. I drove it in a lot deeper that time with 3 and 4. He's just trying something different every couple laps. Kenseth may look low with a dive, and he does. And now we have a caution. Caution is out again. With 14 laps to go, our 8th caution of the race. Oh my goodness. That is not what Denny Hamlin wanted to see, as he had about a 1.2 second lead and just gradually growing. Every like 3 to 4 laps, he gained about a 10th or 2. Problem is Schneider's going to be on the outside of the restart. And it's not worth giving up the track position this late in the race. I just don't think it is. So we're going to have 11 laps to go in the restart. Top 9 back in it. Kurt Busch gets the free pass back there in 10th.
Come in the green, driver.
Oh boy, here we go. Tires are evened out between everybody right now. Green flag back in the air. Schneider getting a good launch down the front straightaway. Can he clear Hamlin into turn 1? On the outside, Schneider's going to get to the lead. Denny Hamlin must have spun the tires or something, because Schneider just blew around him into turn 1 on the high side. First driver to take the lead on the high side on the restart all day, and it comes with 11 laps to go. But now can he hold on? The 11 and the 42 right behind him, 10 to go here at Homestead. Side by side still for second with the 42 on the outside, the 11 on the bottom. Don't forget about Logano and Bubba Wallace, who has been in the top 5 most of the day. He's back in 5th. He's been pretty good on the restarts as well. Hamlin has just cleared Kenseth. major, because with this package, this track position's key. That's what really was helping Hamlin the most. Schneider's just got to do his best to mimic the line the 11 runs. Definitely within striking distance. Schneider say gets a little loose off turn 2, which he has had issues with that at times today. But nailing that restart was so key, because he was not gaining in that dirty air on Denny Hamlin. Now Hamlin's the one in the driver's seat, and now it might be Kenseth. Kenseth is going to get to the inside for second place. Underneath Denny Hamlin, they're side by side. The more laps they run side by side, the better it is for the 99. 7 to go. Into turn 1. Kenseth drives it in deep. And he's going to clear Denny Hamlin off of turn 2. Matt Kenseth the second. He's been the master of the short runs today. Can he challenge to get his first win of the season? And Hamlin, well, I don't want to say had the win locked up, but with a 1.2 second lead with 14 to go in the caution wave, and slowly gaining with the clean air and the track position, that was big. And now he's back in third. Five laps to go.
5 to go, driver.
Lead is about 4/10 of a second. Schneider's just got to keep hitting his marks, and he'll be on his way to his 12th win of the season. And Hamlin's going to come close. For the second straight race, he's going to finish inside the top 3. He may be able to get back around Kenseth for second. Schneider a little bit faster than Kenseth that last lap as he pulls away. 4 to go. Only had one overtime finish this season. It was in the last race at Daytona. Toyota won the race. Kyle Busch. 2 Toyotas in the top 3 with 3 to go. Schneider just wants to get to that white flag. Kenseth Hamlin within a couple car lengths of each other, but Kenseth's now about 0.8 of a second off the lead from the 99. Second straight win on the 1.5 mile for Schneider as well. Close at Daytona, finished third. Behind both the Busch brothers, who finished 1-2. A little loose off 2 that time, drives right out of it, stays on the gas. He is digging, he just wants to get to that white flag. So he continues to pull away. He's a deep into turns 3 and 4. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in Homestead. Under the lights in the Dixie Vodka 400. Just over a 1 second lead. What a season this has been. Steven Schneider continues to try and march his way on to possibly rewriting the history books. He swept both stages today at Homestead. Now he's going to win the race Checkered flag in the air, 12th win of the season for Keegan Schneider, win number 17 on his career.
Flag is in the air. It's yours.
Great racing all throughout. And just a perfectly timed restart on the outside nonetheless in second place to beat Hamlin into turn 1. Getting the track position and that clean air, that all-important clean air, especially with this 550 package, to hold on and win this race. It's better to be lucky than good. But when you can be both lucky and good, that's a deadly combination. And that seems to be the combination this 99 Channel Racing team has had since the start of the season. My goodness. Here's a look at the race results. Keegan Schneider with the win. Again, both stages won as well. 22 stage wins, 12 race wins on the year. Get out of here with those stats. 15 top 5s, 15 top 10s, and 16 races. Our worst finish so far through 16 races this year. 13th, no DNFs. And I think we've only gotten involved in, what, one accident? We've had some near misses. We've had some contact that might have started some accidents every now and then, but we've only actually crashed once ourselves. We survived it. Unbelievable. It's just insane. Matt Kenseth finishes in second. He had a strong car, probably the best short-run car all day. Hamlin had a top 3 car himself all throughout the course. One of the better long-run cars. He was involved in a couple accidents early on in the final stage. Was able to drive quickly back inside the top 3, and obviously was leading there late before that caution, 14 to go. He only had about a 1 second lead. Again, he didn't have it locked up by any means. 14 to go, 1 second lead over Keegan Schneider. Matt Kenseth threw it right behind him. Kind of running similar lap times. Anything could have gone anywhere there, but that late restart definitely gave Schneider at least an opportunity. And he was not in the preferred line. Hamlin had the preferred line on the inside, but Schneider just flat out beat him into turn 1. He had it cleared before the corner. He was able to pull down, because if he wasn't able to pull down into the corner, Hamlin would have gotten that side draft, and neither would have passed him, or at least they would have been dead even getting into turn 3, and it might have been a whole different story, and maybe Kenseth would have had the run if they side drafted enough. Who knows? Really all came down to that final restart. Joey Logano ended up 4th. Brad Keselowski rounded out the top 5, so 2 Penske cars finished in the top 5. Remember, Blaney was in the top 5 earlier on. He was like 3rd and 4th for the early going of the race, but he ended up crashing at the end of stage 1. Still finished 9th in the stage across the line, but unfortunately he didn't get anything outside of those 2 stage points today for finishing 39th. He just got that 1 race finishing point. Man, Hamlin got ripped shape by a few cars in that accident. Anyway, Kyle Busch 6th. Bubba Wallace, tough break. He lost some spots on that last restart. Finished 7th. He was like 4th or 5th most of the race. Ryan Newman 8th. Clint Boyer 9th. Kurt Busch rounded out the top 10. Only 10 cars finished on the lead lap. Bowman, first car lap down in 11th. And as far as the DNFs go, John Hunter Nemechek, Ryan Blaney, Joey Gase, Chris Buescher, Kevin Harvick, and Bobby Carter all DNF'd in this race today. Those are the 6 drivers that failed to finish. Take a look at the updated point standings there. They are on the right side of your screen. Look at that, 12 wins on the year. Hamlin's still 2nd in the regular season points. He's 25 points ahead of Joey Logano. But, man, 10 races to go in the regular season standings. Let's just keep racking them on. I'll take all the playoff points we can possibly get. Kenseth had the fastest lap, 31.891. 128 laps led for Schneider today out of the 267, so he led just less than half the race, but did lead the most laps. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I'll see you guys for a doubleheader tomorrow on the channel, a special kind of doubleheader. We'll start things off at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we'll be running the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode once again. It will be at the Dover International Raceway. 400 laps, 400 miles around the Monster Mile. Then after that, we'll have an online lobby at about 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. It may potentially be the last lobby for NASCAR Heat 5, so you won't want to miss it. And the only reason I say that is because I got a couple more tracks I'm going to yet this season. And we know NASCAR 21 Ignition's coming out. I want to make sure I get this Heat 5 career mode in on time as well before that new game comes out, which as of right now, we still have about 20 races to go. So we still got a good chunk of the season left, and we only have about a month and a half, maybe a little less, before the NASCAR NASCAR 21 Ignition comes out. So with me being out of town, a couple times it's going to be not tough. If we do a stream a day on the days I'm off, and then a couple of the days I work like today, if we can get a stream in, then that would be all right. But yeah, outside of that, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hit that bell notification as well so you don't miss another upload after you hit the subscribe and like button on today's stream. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your night.